his toy dinosaurs. He was articulate and sweet, telling me elaborate stories about his dinosaur kingdom. Nothing seemed unusual except for one thing: he was cold. Not his personality, but his actual physical presence. When his hand accidentally brushed mine, it felt like touching ice. Around 1:30 a.m., he wanted a snack. In the kitchen, I noticed something unsettling. The refrigerator was covered in children's drawings held up by magnets, but each was dated years apart, one from 2015, another from 2019, the most recent from last year. All signed by Elijah, all showing the same level of artistic development. "Elijah, how old are you?" I asked casually. "6, he said, munching on crackers. "And how long have you been 6? He looked at me with eyes suddenly much older than his face. "A long time," he answered simply. At 2:45 a.m., he grew restless, pacing by the windows. "They always come back for me," he said, more to himself than to me. "But sometimes I wish I could stay." "What do you mean?" I asked, my skin prickling with goosebumps. He turned to me, his face serious. "I'm only here between midnight and 3. The rest of the time, I'm away." He said the last word like it was a place. "Away where?" He shrugged. "I don't know. It's dark and quiet. But I'm not alone there." At 2:58 a.m., he hugged his stuffed rabbit tightly. "I have to go upstairs now," he said. "Will you come back to see me?" I nodded, unable to speak. He climbed the stairs, and I followed at a distance. In his room, he climbed into bed and pulled the covers up. "Maya?" he called softly. "Is being alive nice? I forget sometimes." Before I could answer, the clock struck 3 a.m. Elijah sighed, closed his eyes, and faded. Not dramatically, but like a photograph left in sunlight too long, his edges blurred, colors washing out until there was nothing. The bed was empty and made, exactly as I'd found it. I sat frozen until I heard the Keller's car in the driveway at 3:10. When they entered, they studied my face and knew I'd seen everything. "He drowned in the lake behind our house 8 years ago," Mrs. Keller whispered. "He was 6. 3 months after the funeral, he appeared in his room at midnight. We thought we were hallucinating from grief, but he was there, solid, real, our boy." "Only for 3 hours," Mr. Keller added. "We can't stay in the house when he's here. It's part of whatever rules govern this. If we try to stay, he doesn't appear." "We've tried everything to bring him back permanently," Mrs. Keller continued, tears streaming down her face. "But this is all we get. 3 hours, 3 times a week. We've never missed a night." "Why do you need me here?" I asked. "Because we had to leave town for my mother's funeral," Mrs. Keller explained. "And he can't be alone when he's here. If no one's present, he might stop coming altogether. We can't risk that. I should have quit. Anyone sane would have. But I came back the next night, and the next. Elijah was always waiting at midnight, always fading at 3. Sometimes he remembered our previous times together, sometimes he didn't. One night, I asked him if he knew he was dead. "I'm not dead when I'm here," he said simply, arranging his dinosaurs in battle formation. "That's what matters, right? I don't know if I'm helping a ghost, a memory, or something else entirely. But every night as the clock approaches 3 a.m., Elijah looks at me with those old young eyes and asks, 'Will you be here next time?' It's nicer when someone remembers me." And I always say yes.